Yes. Do you think there's an end to it? You know how
Oh, yeah.
my experience was that I started off as this light being and a citizen of the universe. So that might be that I saw myself as a soul. That
Yeah.
would be another way of saying it. And are we all then? But anyway, what do you think? Is there an end to it?
My perspective is that in terms of our cycles of incarnation, yes. If I look at it in the broadest sense, our job is to start out as undifferentiated baby souls and to grow and mature into faceted individuals who bring something to the whole that no other soul brings. And yet do that with the simultaneous, and it is a paradox, simultaneous ability to be totally one with the God, the universe, other souls.
Today, I am privileged and honored to have my hypnotherapist, Lynn Sparrow Christy, with me. She is a hypnotherapist life coach, a longtime presenter on topics related to spiritual growth. She has also written several books, as well as numerous home study courses and magazine articles on these topics. You can learn more about her work at accessyourpotential.net, and I've also put that link down below.
Our journey is one from, you think about a stem cell. That's the analogy that's coming to me. A stem cell is undifferentiated, but within the body, it learns to become a neuron or a cell in the stomach or whatever. And it differentiates for its unique place in the body physical. I believe that we as souls are incarnate to become individualized yet one parts of the body of God, whatever that is.
Well, in a way, that's where we started.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because that's not what I'm saying. We
Okay.
didn't start. We started. When we started, we were one with God without a developed sense of self. It's almost like, and you're a mother, you know that a newborn baby is in a state of oceanic oneness with the mother. A newborn baby really hasn't been able yet to be aware of itself as separate from the world or from the mother. It's well known that one of the reasons babies are biting on a lot of things, they're working out. If I bite my finger, I feel something. If I bite my blanket, I don't. A baby is still working out self and not self. And so that's why we have to then, a baby will typically go through some sense of asserting itself, and all the social and family forces come down to kind of shape the little savage into a civilized human being, and then grow into a rationality, and then into a chosen affiliation, oneness, and so on. So the state that I believe we end up in is the fulfillment of the potential we had when we were brought into being, but we were not there.
Okay. Yeah, I like the analogy with a child
Yeah.
that we have this potential.
Because, otherwise, Carol, all of human history, you think about all of the suffering and all of the tragedies and all of the growth and aspirations and achievements, if the object of the whole thing was to end up where we were in the first place, then all of human history is nothing but a huge detour. I don't believe that the evidence around me suggests that. And I think we see the story of a humanity growing up and coming to ever finer understandings of what our responsibilities here in this earth might be. Now, and again, if you look at a short slice of history, and I might say like a 200 years is a short slice in the big picture, it may look like everything's going to hell. You know, when I was sitting in my bedroom sobbing over the loss of my two dearest friends, my life was in ruins. But the bigger picture lets me see something more was happening. I think with human history, it's easy for us to say, everything is going to hell in a handbasket. It's never been this bad. People are worse than ever. If you really look at history, there is so much evidence. We may still, for example, have horrible uprisings where people are killed. But think about the French Revolution, where it was a day's entertainment to sit around the guillotine and watch the fun. I think you'd be hard pressed. I'm not saying there aren't people who would still want to do that, but I think it was the norm back then. And now most people would find that idea horrendous. Mm-hmm. And those who would want to turn something like that into a spectator sport would be the aberrations. Now, that might seem painfully slow as a measure of progress, but again, in the big picture of history, it's an eye blink. Mm-hmm. So I believe that we are growing. That doesn't mean there can't be little backward dips. Oh, we lost ground there. Let's go ahead and make it up. So in the short haul, it may look like we're not getting anywhere, but in the long haul, we as a human race are developing. Okay. As you know, I take an evolutionary view of all of life, that just we have biological evolution, and we have cultural evolution, and we have evolution of the cosmos as planets are being, stars are being born and dying, and solar systems are coming into place. And in the same way, the human, the soul, the consciousness itself is evolving. And it's one evolution.
Wasn't that a great session? I was so happy that Lynn could be with us today and that she could answer questions and talk on these wonderful topics having to do with hypnosis and past life regression. If you enjoyed this video, please tap that like button. It really helps as far as getting this information out to other people. And if you're new to the channel, I'd love it if you'd subscribe and hit that bell so that you're notified when new videos come out. Looking forward to talking with you in future videos. Toodaloo. Bye-bye.